All right, we want to get you caught up on this breaking news. Take a look right here. This is a live look at the windy scene right there. So a semi-truck has overturned. You see that white bed right there. That's flipped on its side right next to that yellow one. Our photographer is a very good photographer, and you can see just how windy it is, shaking his camera around. Oh, I apologize. There's the semi-truck. Wow.
I think there's two of them.
There might be two. Okay, so on this is I-8 in the Pine Valley area. We've been talking about this for the past hour or so. Crestwood Road would be the nearest exit.
So you're talking east and westbound now. This is a purple semi-truck as our photographer safely walks across the road. You can see, did this just happen? I think this recently happened. You can see.
There's the driver that just got out.
This poor driver just getting out of his truck, making it out okay. Nearly tipped over that side there. Wow. So yeah, two semi-trucks on each direction of the 8 here in Pine Valley tipped over because of this massive wind. This presumed to be the driver of this truck taking out some of the belongings out of his truck. If you see on the other side of the interstate, there's the gray semi-truck that flipped over on the other side.
So we do know that the westbound lanes, a signal was issued, all lanes closed on I-8 there in the mountains, Pine Valley. But now that this just happened, you just saw a car pass by. It looks like they're going to slowly close this section too, because of course they're going to want to wait for things to settle down a bit so they can move these semi-trucks out of the way safely. A couple people now coming out of the truck right there. So unfortunately for them, there's a hat, it looks like, just flew off of his head. So yeah, it's very windy. It's dangerous.
Okay, so that looks like to be the truck driver there, the gentleman that just sat down, is putting his hood up, and maybe a potential helper or a first responder potentially, or someone on passenger. They may have both been in there. Trying to help each other out here. But this wind, so strong, so powerful, knocking over semi-trucks. And this gentleman's got some cuts to his legs and everything, but overall it looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the hopeful scenario where any driver of these big rigs are okay, because tipping over to one side can certainly be terrifying. You still see cars passing by right there. So obviously this just happened, so CHP needs to come out, Caltrans, close off the roads. And earlier our photographer Jay, who's there right now, braving the winds, showed us to his drive up there. He had his camera set on the front steering wheel, or the dashboard I will say, and we saw a lot of the barriers they used to block the freeway toppling over. Trash can sized barriers that are meant to be heavy to withstand the wind getting knocked around. So the westbound side, we know that signal alert was issued about an hour or so ago with that one semi-truck across the freeway there that you see tipped over. And you see some other law enforcement vehicles that looks like kind of behind the brush right there, waiting to obviously move these big rigs.
This driver really struggling as you see him trying to walk there. I noticed one of his boots were off after he was tipped over on the interstate there, and obviously you can see the window pane crashed out on the front of the vehicle. So yeah, very shocking turn of events for him. He's able to walk around, that's the good news, but certainly injured, some minor injuries after his truck was blown over by these, what are the winds, Evan?
So right now it looks like those, there we go. Okay, so the latest gust that came through was at 50 miles per hour. I did want to say that, yes, these are two separate situations because the CHP did update this. They're sending crews to the scene right now. They updated it at 8:26, so about 8 minutes ago or so, to a semi-truck on the right-hand shoulder, and that's what we see here. But what's also noted is that semi-truck is now on its side, and then that earlier signal alert that was issued closer to 7:50 closed all those westbound lanes, and that's the one that you see on the other side there. So these are, two separate semi-trucks.
I do see a tow truck on the scene of the original signal alert.
On the westbound side.
On the westbound side. This one on the eastbound side that our photographer Jay is at, he's kind of hiding behind because of the massive winds.
They haven't closed traffic there.
Yeah, they have not closed traffic. You can see how the traffic is, doing a good job of taking it slowly, trying to get through. Yeah, but I think we're going to want to get our photographer Jay to a more safe spot.
Yeah, of course, because I know he's trying to show us what's happening up there, but his safety is, of course, priority as well. So, Jay, thank you very much for bringing this live to us. There he goes across the street safely, hopefully, where no cars are right now in the median there. And westbound, eastbound lanes, both troublesome right now. A lot of times we've been out there live for these windy events, and it is hard to stand. You see the signs getting toppled over and bending, the metal signs bending because of how strong these winds are. Looks like we have that kind of day today in the Pine Valley area. Really, the wind's picking up in the past hour.
Hoping that driver's going to be okay. Some minor injuries there, but best case scenario when your semi truck completely, flips on its side because of these strong winds here. So again, Jay's out there on the scene. He'll keep us posted. We want him to get to a safe spot because those winds, as we have just seen, pretty dangerous out there in Pine Valley right now.
Makes us nervous to see people out there. So hopefully everyone will stay safe.